access the settings and exit OBS. In the bottom right corner, we have a little status bar, which is going to show you how long your stream has been live or how long you've been recording, your CP usage, your frames, and other important information. There's one more doc that I don't usually keep open. It's called the stats doc, and this will let you see a lot of more technical information. Some of you may be interested in this, but you can see your CPU usage, how much disk space you have, how much memory is being used by your program, what your FPS is at, and frames skipping and things like that. So this will help you keep an eye on the performance of your stream and the performance of your PC. So let's go ahead and take a look at the settings menu, which you can access one of two ways, either in the control panel in the bottom corner by clicking on settings, or under the file toolbar and clicking on settings up there. And we're going to go through each of these tabs one at a time. So let's start with the general settings. You can take a scroll through here and get acquainted with all of the different individual assets that are going on here, but I'm going to touch on some of the general settings that stand out to me. At the top here with theme, you can choose different themes that will affect the appearance of your OBS. So you can see here with Acri, it's darker blacks and blues. Light mode for all of you masochists. The next settings that I think are worth mentioning, there's something here that says automatically record when streaming. So if you're someone who likes to live stream and have a recording of your streams available and you don't always remember to hit the button, you might want to know about this. There's also an option to keep recording when the stream stops. This would be useful if you were someone who, when your stream's finished up, you wanted to record a quick 10-minute YouTube video of like your reaction to the game or something like that. There's another setting here called automatically start replay buffer when streaming and keep replay buffer active when stream stops, and we're going to discuss that at a later section of this video. This is where you'll find the ability to toggle that on. Another thing, the source alignment snapping. Whenever you add a source to OBS, we'll take a look at this image here. So you can see I'm just clicking and dragging, and when I get so close to the edge, this is going to automatically snap itself. You see that little quick jump that it does right there? That boop. That's called automatic snapping. And you can enable or disable that here in source alignment snapping. You can also adjust the sensitivity. This is measured in pixels. When I get within 10 pixels of the edge of OBS, this will automatically snap. I could change this, for example, to 100 pixels. And you're gonna see when I get within 100 pixels, like how quickly that's gonna pop up there to the top. So you can adjust that sensitivity to whatever you need. Something that's interesting to note, this is set on still on 10 pixels right here, but you'll see if I hold down the control button while I'm clicking and dragging, this will temporarily disable snapping. So you can be a little bit more particular with where you're placing your sources without having them auto snap. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to connect your Twitch account to your OBS, and that's under the stream tab of settings. Up here, you'll choose your streaming service, whether it's Twitch or YouTube. So we're gonna go ahead and connect with Twitch. You can connect with your stream key if you want to. This is kind of the old-fashioned way of connecting with Twitch, and while you still could do this, it's generally recommended to use this connect account button instead, where you're actually going to link your Twitch account into OBS for one major reason, and I'll tell you why. Let me go ahead and get this connected. Okay, so once that's authenticated, you can see here that you can adjust your server. I like to keep this on auto, but if you find that you're having connection issues, you could always adjust this a little bit. You also have the ability to enable bandwidth test mode, which lets you connect to Twitch, monitor your stream's performance, like what bitrate is being sent through, your frames being dropped, and things like that, without actually appearing live on your Twitch channel. This is very useful because you can combine this with another tool called the Twitch Inspector tool. You can see here, these are all of the streams that have happened on my Twitch account. So this 2.4-hour stream here was the podcast that I did today, but this 1.8-minute stream from July 25th was actually a bandwidth test mode. I'm able to see my bitrate average, max, and minimum, frames dropping, and whether this was stable. So here's my 2.5-hour stream from today, and you can see that my bitrate average, I was sending about 5,200 kilobytes a second. And this just kind of lets you monitor and keep an eye on how things are working out. And so like I can see when there are little dips of the frames, I dropped from 30 frames a second to 10 frames a second, which means that I had some frames dropping here. So if you were someone who's struggling with stuff like that, maybe you could get in here and analyze what's kind of causing that. And this might help you troubleshoot some of your stream settings. I'll leave a link to this in the description box below, but it is just inspector.twitch.tv, and you link your Twitch account to it. If you enable bandwidth test mode and you click OK and you start streaming, you're going to get a pop-up here that says you have OBS configured in bandwidth test mode. This mode allows for network texting without your channel going live. Once you're done testing, you will need to disable it in order for viewers to be able to see your stream. I'm gonna click yes, and you can see here that my stream has started. We've got the green box down here, and it's sending at 5,500 kilobytes a second. We're gonna come over to my Twitch channel just to make sure that I'm not live, and you can see here that there's no live stream happening. If I look at the Twitch Inspector tool, you can see here that the data is being sent right now at an average of 5,300 kilobytes per second. So we are